something that's not good for your children because they don't drink tap water, something that's not good for all the young men and women sitting in the back because they don't drink that tap water. What do you think 90% of the people of Pakistan are drinking? Poison? Water that you think is not worthy of drinking? And then I asked myself, what are these seminars about? It couldn't cross our imagination that a kid should be able to drink a glass of water, for God's sake, after 75 years or more. So honestly, I don't know what these seminars are about anymore. 100, and I'm going to give you numbers which is going to be off only directionally, only in precision. They're not going to be wrong directionally, pardon me. They're going to be off only in precision. Out of 185 or 90 countries, 165 or 167 in SDGs. What is a bad number? 182? What is a bad number, my friends? With all of the science and technology discussion that you're having right here, today, 165 out of 180 or 90 countries of the world, what is a bad number? And I scratch my head. I look at the Human Development Index and there are probably 167 countries participating. We have 146 or 147. What is a bad number? 162? So what is this entire discussion about? What is this entire idea of science and technology and innovation? What is this centered on? Where are the people of Pakistan? The only thing that I don't see in our science, in our technology, in our development, in our growth, or any adjective that you want to see, is a poor person. And I see everything else. Everything else is in place. The universities are in place. People like myself who wear these jackets and coats and neckties, they're all in place, and we speak perfect English as I am. We're the chameleons of this world. We go to New York and we say, yo, what's up? We go to Bahrain and we say Shlonich or Shlonik. We go to France and we say Kamasava. And we go to London, land in London, and we say, oh, how do you do? This world is only for chameleons like us, who are comfortable speaking all of these languages and then taking the money from UNDP or UNAP or whatever these organizations are, and then going into the villages and taking the tree branches and drawing maps on the floor and sitting in shalwar kameez and all of a sudden breaking into Punjabi and Urdu because we're chameleons. This world has only been built for us and our children. There's no place for a poor man in this country. And there's no place, as we have seen during this war that you're right now seeing, for a weak country. Whether it be Gaza or Syria or Lebanon or Iran or Pakistan or India, you pick your war. Russia, Ukraine. No place for a poor man and no place for a weak country. And it just makes me sad. So I took the permission from General Saab and I said, General Saab, I'm having a bad hair day. Do you really want me to speak? And he gave me the permission, so with your permission, I decided to be slightly provocative. And what all I have said is on me. because I have elected to be in public service. There are other people who've chosen not to do public service. I elected myself, as did my friends who are sitting here who belong to the civil servant. Each one of us is an educated person. We could have been anyone. We picked up the pen in public service. We have a 1,000-fold bigger obligation. I used to, and I'll come hopefully to the topic, and when I run out of time, someone needs to flag. So I used to teach at NMC and SMC, and I started to do this in 2006, 2007, and I'll tell you these stories because they are related to what we are discussing today. And I was standing there. I used to teach strategy and policy, which is my training, and I was teaching a course on, 4-day course on strategy, and someone from the back read a Quranic verse and asked me, what does it mean? And these are all grade 20 people who were getting into 21. And I said, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Why don't you tell me what it means? I don't know Arabic that well. And he said, no, you're standing on the podium, you say, you tell me. And I said, I honestly don't know. You tell me. And I go, no, you said you were going to teach, you tell me. I go, I don't know what it means, but I tell you one thing. That if God forgives everyone who's been ever born since the creation of humanity, everyone, because God is Rahmatul lil Alameen, so if God forgives, God forgives. And if God forgives everyone who's ever been born other than 20 people, including Nimrud and Yazid and whoever, Pharaoh and whatever you can think of, I live in fear that I'm going to be the 20th. But you, my friend, are going to be the 11th. Because you've picked up the pen in public service. I didn't elect, I'm a strategy consultant. You elected to be in public service. If I'm the 20th, you are the 11th. Now look at the irony of the situation. I stand here 12 years from hence and now I'm number 6. Because I elected public service. So all of the critique that I'm giving you today, all of the concerns that I'm sharing with you today, they are on me. I'm not critiquing you. I stand here in awe of this room. And sadly, I stand here in public service telling you that a kid with all of this science and technology conversation taking place cannot walk up and drink a glass of water. I've been going around, some of my friends are here, they know they're quite irked by me. Where's Zulfikar Saab? He's here, he was here somewhere. I don't know, I don't see Rumina either. She was introduced. But they're my friends. And they're my team. And they're irked by me. They're irked by me because I go from one office to another and I say, not 5. Give me one indicator in 45 years that you've improved. This is the Ministry of Climate Change. I'm not asking you for 5. I'm asking you for one indicator. You said something about air pollution, sir, Excellency. Air pollution. How about water pollution? How about solid waste pollution? You pick one of your choice. And I go around and I also ask all of my friends who are our partners, the United Nations system, the European Union system, the bilateral support that we get from the United Kingdom, from other countries, the great support that we get from the Gulf countries, great support, I tell you, unconditional support. With all of that support, All of these conventions and nearly every officer, including me in my ministry, going to Geneva to sign this convention and that treaty. When I turn around and I ask, give me one indicator, one outcome, one, for God's sake, one in 45 years. Everyone looks away. I was in New York, and I asked the same question to the United Nations leadership. One indicator. You pay for our